constitutional provisions.
All right, and then let's move on to page 6, where we have, this would basically describe how the country is today on page 6. There's some pictures there, and this is, it says celebration and protest over Uhuru's win. And as you can see on some parts of the country, we had people celebrating and in jubilation. In other parts of the country, there was, protests or defiance breaking out in that particular announcement. But this literally describes where we are as a country, divided.
Yes, the nation is sharply divided across political divides. So as much as for those Jubilee supporters, we may not begrudge them their joy and their happiness for their candidate having been declared, there should also be a moment of reflection for the country to take a pause and ask itself, are we really on the path of reconciliation? Is unity guaranteed? Because we all are brothers. We all, by fate or circumstance, have found ourselves within the republic called Kenya. So the celebrations should not be an end in itself. It is incumbent upon the president-elect, the leaders in Jubilee, the leaders in NASA to realize that at the end of it all, there's a nation, there's a country to be built. And it takes much more than celebration, it takes much more than statehood to bring the nation together and to heal those rifts.
All right, and one of the things that the president-elect preempted in his statement yesterday, and he said since he'll not be taking some questions, I think he knows the begging question from many Kenyans is as to whether there's going to be dialogue. But he preempted and said there is no dialogue envisaged until we have exhausted any legal means that may come up. Of course, referring, I guess, to the Supreme Court.
Yes, certainly so. As it is right now, he's a president-elect. That declaration is still subject to challenge at the Supreme Court. So as it were, he was essentially saying that he still does not have that capacity to enter into talks which can lead to a definite outcome. So he's only waiting for that Supreme Court process, if it is going to happen, for the petition to be heard, for arguments to be made, and for a declaration to be made one way or another. And he seems like he's been buoyed by this win. He seems overly confident. So in short, he was saying, should my win be upheld by the Supreme Court, then that is the point on which now I'll be able to give a definite way forward, the way he will be proposing to deal with the issues of unity and reconciliation. So he's just saying, wait until my win is affirmed by the Supreme Court, and thereafter, how will be a president